Hi, my name is Melissa van Dijk. Now, can you use your vitamin C and retinol together? Well, it depends on the form of vitamin C that's being used. So if you have a vitamin C derivative in your serum or cream, yes, you can use it together with your retinol because vitamin C derivatives, generally speaking, are much better tolerated. They are much gentler on the skin, have a higher pH, therefore less likely to cause sensitivity. And then you can enjoy the benefits when combining them. But in case you have a vitamin C serum or cream that contains ascorbic acid, which refers to the pure form of vitamin C, then my suggestion would be keeping them separate and still enjoy the benefits when using them, like at different times or even alternate days. But nonetheless, you're going to reduce the likelihood of experiencing irritation because when applying your ascorbic acid serum or cream to the skin, as it is already so acidic, it creates sensitivity. And so when then using your retinol afterwards, well, then this can increase the risk even further of experiencing irritation. And so to reduce this, the best advice that I can give is basically keeping them separate. And so I do want to share with you one little point as well before we are heading into the example routines, and this is how can you determine what vitamin C form is being used. Well, this is by checking the ingredients list. So this may already be on the packaging of your vitamin C serum or cream. As you can see right here, it mentions ascorbic acid. So again, this refers to the pure form of vitamin C. It may even be on the box, like usually it is on the box. If you haven't thrown it away, then you can find it right here. So again, it mentions ascorbic acid. So this again is the pure form of vitamin C. Keep them separate. But in case you find, in case you do not find the word ascorbic acid on your ingredients list, which you have checked on the packaging box or even online, but it may tell you something like ascorbic glucoside, this is one of the most common derivatives, then you're working with a vitamin C derivative. So again, I want to just wrap it up again. If you find the word ascorbic acid, do not use it with your retinol because this is the pure form of vitamin C. If you do not find that specific word, but for example, magnesium ascorbyl phosphate, ascorbyl glucoside, you have tetraisopalmitate, those are just some examples of vitamin C derivatives, then you know that you're working with a vitamin C derivative, and then it's completely fine to use it in the same routine when using your retinol. And so based on that, you then need to adjust your skincare routine depending on the product that you have at home. And so I want to share with you some example routines so that you can see how you can combine them. I'm just going to keep my main focus towards the vitamin C and retinol, so we're going to keep the routine very simple and straightforward. And as always, I have prepared it for you in a PowerPoint so that you can see it visually, have a guide in mind. And of course, as always, if you want to download the PowerPoint and save it to your device, you will be able to find the link in the description box down below. Now let's look into the first example routine, which you can see right here. Keeping the focus towards vitamin C derivatives. So again, you can use them with your retinol. And in that specific case, it would be your evening skincare routine since you would use your retinol in the evening. So here you have the example evening skincare routine that I came up with. So you have on the top corner the time of use. In the middle on the top, you have the benefits of them individually. You have the steps, and you can see the example products that I have picked. And below you have the overall general guide of how much you then would need to use. Now, when it comes to the vitamin C derivatives that I've picked, first of all, those are water-based serums, therefore you would use them before applying your retinol serum or lotion. And second of all, they do have a pretty low percentage. So you have the 12%, you have then a bit of magnesium ascorbyl phosphate right here, and the 15%. So in case you should now or in the future have a vitamin C derivative that has a much higher percentage, let's go with 20, 25 or even 30% of a specific vitamin C derivative, well then again, you may not be able to use them in the same routine because the higher the percentage, the more likely it can cause sensitivity. It doesn't matter in that specific case if it would be your ascorbic acid or your vitamin C derivative. It always depends on how your skin is going to respond. So therefore, I recommend going with a lower percentage vitamin C derivatives just to make sure that everything works out well for you when trying this out at home. So we are starting off with the first step, which is going to be washing your face in the evening. So you want to make sure that you're going to properly remove any excess oil, dirt, sweat, your sunscreen and makeup from the skin. So this can be done with a regular cleanser, so a non-exfoliating acid cleanser that's suitable for your skin type. type, as we're working with retinol, or even your oil or balm cleanser for stubborn sunscreen and or makeup. So wash your face, rinse it off, then take a clean towel and gently paddle over to remove the remaining water drops from the skin surface. And then if you have a water-based vitamin C derivative serum, as you can see the examples right here, well, then you would use it before applying your retinol serum or lotion, and then apply it evenly and thinly all over. And then once you have applied it to the skin, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. Do not overdo it with the amount of product. You have the general guide below, so it should be enough to evenly and thinly apply it all over so it can easily absorb into the skin. This is basically the feeling that you want to go for. And then generally speaking, this should already absorb quite quickly into the skin. Nonetheless, the general guide would be wait between 30 to 60 seconds in between before heading into the next step, so they can absorb into the skin so it layers well. Then you're going to head into your retinol serum or lotion. You have some examples right here. Of course, the percentage matters as well. If you're being completely new to retinol, always start off with the lowest percentage and then move your way up if you should feel the need. This way you can already dramatically reduce signs of irritation when just using your retinol. Then you're going to again apply it evenly and thinly all over, and then you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And then depending on the formulation of your retinol serum or lotion, it can take a bit longer to absorb into the skin, so you can always wait between 1 to 2 minutes. So wait for your retinol to absorb into the skin before you're heading into your moisturizer if you should feel the need, but it isn't wrong to then follow with your favorite moisturizer afterwards. Depending on your skin type, depending on the retinol formulation that you have at home, it's completely fine to leave out the moisturizing step because it may already be hydrating enough. So therefore you can see with the moisturizer it's an optional step. Nonetheless, when it comes to your retinol, you have to adjust the frequency. So you have the frequency guide below where you start off by using it 2 to 3 times per week. And then as your skin builds tolerance, you're going to increase the frequency over time until you can use it every other day or even daily in the evening. Whereas your vitamin C derivative can be used daily in the evening. So you really have to adjust the frequency when it comes to your retinol. Nonetheless, this would be, with my examples that I have picked right here, the order of application and the example routine that you can follow. Then when it comes to the morning skincare routine, I just want to briefly emphasize it so that you understand what's essential to do in the morning. This is basically your cleansing step to properly wash your face and then protecting the skin with your sunscreen if you have sun exposure, since we're already working with retinol, which can make the skin a bit more sensitive to the sun. Nonetheless, of course, if you have your usual morning skincare routine, you can put the steps in between. That's completely fine. You can even use your vitamin C derivative serum in the morning as well, so that one can be used in the morning and or evening, whereas your retinol is just suggested to be used in the evening. But nonetheless, those would be the 2 essential steps to do. And then there you have the completed guide of a morning as well as evening skincare routine when working with those products. Then let's head into the next example routine, which focuses on ascorbic acid serums. And again, in that specific case, I emphasized not using them in the same routine. So for your morning skincare routine, this is where you would include your ascorbic acid serum. You can see the example routine right here. So again, this routine can be followed daily. You have the benefits right here on the top and then the steps. So we are starting off with washing your face using your favorite cleanser so that you can remove any excess oil, dirt and sweat from the skin. Then take a clean towel, gently paddle over to remove the remaining water drops from the skin surface, and then head into the application of your vitamin C serum. Once you have applied it to the skin, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off, and then give it a moment to absorb. Usually your ascorbic acid serums are water-based serums, so they should absorb quite quickly into the skin. If you should have an anhydrous solution, that one can take a bit longer to absorb, so wait for it to absorb before heading into the application of your sunscreen to protect the skin throughout the day. Not only to protect your skin from the damaging UV rays and because your retinol has made your skin more sensitive to the sun, but to protect your vitamin C as well. And then this would be the example routine for the morning routine, whereas in the evening, this is where you're going to include your retinol. And then again, again, it's going to be the similar steps that I've mentioned already earlier with your cleansing step, then apply your retinol, and then moisturizer if you should feel the need. It's completely fine to just have a 2-step skincare routine in the evening if it already feels hydrating enough on the skin. Nonetheless, this would be the example that you can follow. And again, please remember the frequency of your retinol. And then there you go with the example routine using your vitamin C serum in the morning and then your retinol in the evening. Then there's one other example that I have prepared for you in case you should have stronger ascorbic acid creams at home, which you then again would not use with your retinol because it contains ascorbic acid. And I've picked some of the most popular products where I know that it's really the best choice to just use them separately in your evening skincare routine, basically alternating between in the evening. So the first example routine with the ascorbic acid cream would be then, as an example, on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, where you're going to wash your face, then you're heading into your vitamin C cream, also known as suspension, and then if needed, follow with your moisturizer afterwards. And as you can see, I did emphasize that you can change the order, which primarily depends on the moisturizer that you are using. If you want to include it, then you may want to use your moisturizer at first and then use your vitamin C cream on top. So you need to adjust the order of application in that specific sense, because with your moisturizer and with the cream, they can have sometimes a similar texture. Now, most often such formulations contain a high amount of silicone, so either use it on its own or you really need to check what feels the most comfortable on the skin and what gives you the best benefits. Nonetheless, in case you should use your vitamin C cream, if it contains a lot of silicone, you really need to make sure that you're going to take a clean towel and gently pat all over to remove the remaining monodrops from the skin surface, because water and silicone do not mix well. Therefore, you really need to make sure to do this step properly before you're going to do the application of your vitamin C cream. But nonetheless, this can then be the simple evening skincare routine, which you then would, for example, do 3 times per week. And then on the other days, when not using your ascorbic acid cream, this is basically where you would use your retinol. So this can be on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday and your Sunday, but of course again remember to adjust the frequency. But nonetheless, this would be then the 3 steps routine or just 2 steps routine, depending on if you feel the need of including the moisturizer. And then there you have an example evening skincare routine on how you would alternate between them in the evening. Then when it comes to your morning skincare routine, again, you want to just keep it in that specific case simple. I mean, you do not have to include additional steps in between if you do not feel the need. Just make sure to wash your face, protect the skin, and then there you go. When it comes to your vitamin C ascorbic acid creams, as you just saw, they have a high percentage of ascorbic acid in it, plus the formulation is usually extremely simple, so therefore vitamin C is quite unstable when it comes to the heat and light, so therefore it's just best to use it in the evening. So when it comes to your morning skincare routine, do not use your vitamin C cream or suspension in your morning skincare routine, just keep it in the evening so that you then can follow the simple morning skincare routine instead. And then there you go when it comes to the different example routines with your vitamin C derivatives or ascorbic acid, so that you have some choices depending on the product that you have at home. Nonetheless, I do want to remind you that below my example routines, you will find the retinol and retinoids information guide, so that you know how the retinol and retinoids work when using them, if you can use them during pregnancy. So generally speaking, talk to your doctor and then follow him or her advice. And then if you need to use a sunscreen with your retinol or retinoid, well, it's not needed in the evening. Just use your sunscreen throughout the day. If you have sun exposure, then that's really important. Below you will find the skincare product descriptions. So this is the entire list of products that I have emphasized in my example routine. So if you want to check them out, you can go ahead and do so. Those are even products that I can recommend, test it out myself, but nonetheless you have a little description next to it to understand the difference. And then there you go. This is what you will find all in my PowerPoint, so that you then basically know how you can work with your vitamin C and retinol when setting up your skincare routine. C. Now, this is what I wanted to share with you. I do hope that you enjoyed it. If you did so, please don't forget to give the thumbs up as well as share it. And if you want to support my channel as I'm an independent YouTuber, you can go ahead and leave a tip by clicking on the super thanks button below this video, or check out the description box there you will find a PayPal link. Now, if you now want to learn more about skincare, you want to see the different applications, I'm going to leave some of them at the end of this video so that you can keep on watching. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next one. Happy skincaring. Bye.